Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the watch list for next week. Every single Friday, we hop on here and we take a look at the top names, the top setups that are setting up in regards to our trading strategy here. So we have the list loaded up here. Stocks and cryptocurrencies are both what we're looking at here. That's what we trade. I want to start here with Bitcoin and just show you guys that we are still holding green here. We're holding very strong here up against that 4-year moving average. That is still looking very, very good here. As long as we can hold on to this low here from February, we are still greatly bullish on we are still very bullish on altcoins and cryptocurrency. This pullback has been, it's a great opportunity in regards to what the chart is saying. For buying opportunities. I really think right now, if you're buying crypto, it is a generational wealth opportunity. I made this post over here on Twitter today, and I truly believe this, guys. I truly believe that right now, buying crypto is like buying tech stocks back in the 1900s. I mean, you could see the global market cap, right? The market cap is just how much money is tied up in stocks, in gold, and in Bitcoin. Okay, so global stocks, there's $143 trillion tied up. If you add up all the stocks, Apple, Microsoft, right, you name it, add all the stocks together, you get $143 trillion. Gold, the total market cap of gold, now this might be a little different today, but it's around $35 trillion. And Bitcoin is at $1.4 trillion. So that's how, that little block right there, that's how early we are, okay? If this even gets to half of where gold is one day, say in 10 years, 20 years, it could be 5 years, nobody really knows, right? Bitcoin's going to be trading much, much higher along with the altcoins and other strong, right, projects out there, right? I'm not an advocate of every single crypto. I don't think every single crypto is going to last, but there are certain ones out there that we talk about here on this channel that have a lot of utility and that are being utilized today that I believe there are just some massive opportunities, and we'll get into some of those names here today. What's Ethereum doing here? Okay, Ethereum, again, is still just sideways. So we're stuck in a consolidation phase right now, a very boring, just we've been sideways for 9 weeks, right? It's no story, right? The market does this sometimes. Look back here in 2024, we went sideways for about 2 months, and then we blasted off, okay? Same thing back here, sideways, sideways, sideways. Then it ripped to the moon. So again, this is a very boring phase in the market, guys. I mean, I know it, you know it. We haven't gone anywhere since February, right? We're not going down, we're not going up. We're just kind of stuck here building the range. But this is normally where the smart money wants to load up, right? If you come over here to our cheat sheet, right, a consolidation phase isn't a bad thing. When crypto's just going like this, that's okay, right? Smart money wants to load up when things are not exciting, right? Things are very exciting up here. Okay, things are not exciting down here, and things are just boring right here. So we either want to buy this phase right here, or we want to buy down here. We never want to chase the pumps, right? We don't want to buy when Twitter's excited, right? This is when Twitter's excited, when we've gone up 200%. This is when the majority of retail are wanting to buy, okay? Right now, right, everyone's bearish. I mean, there's not a bull left out there, okay? I think we're the only bulls left in the market right now, which I think is a great thing. So before we jump into the watch list, guys, I do want to review our trading rules. We haven't gone over these in a while, so I just want to refresh these real quick. If we can get this video to 100 likes here on the stream, I'll take some chart requests from you guys. Our chart request videos are normally Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday is our watch list. This is like my top picks for the next week. But I will take some chart requests at the end if we can get this stream to 100 likes. I appreciate you guys tuning in live and watching the replay. If you guys are watching the replay, say what's up. But here at Overkill Trading, guys, our strategy is based on 3 things. We call it the LDD method, okay? Logic, data, and discipline, okay? Logic is our trading plan. These are our trading rules. Okay, this is our strategy. So this is how we buy, right? We have a buying strategy and we have a selling strategy. Okay, the data is what we use here on the charts, right? Those are our red and green dots, the stochastic RSI, the moving averages, so on and so forth, right? We use data to place our entries. We want to buy the green dots when the wave is down here and sell when it's up here, right? Up here, this is when people are excited. I like to explain this blue wave as a fear and greed index, okay? This is just a chart of Ethereum here, and you guys can see that every time this wave comes down here and gives you a green dot, it's a great time to buy. And you get like one opportunity a year, okay? Normally you get one opportunity a year, okay? 2023, you were buying back here, rip. 2024, you were buying back here, rip. 2025 here, rip. 2026, okay, now you're getting the opportunity. The people who are taking advantage of this opportunity, I believe, are going to be very happy in the next 6 months. Okay, I think people are going to be singing Kumbaya around the fire. So, and discipline is just the ability to stick to our plan. Okay, discipline is the hardest one. Coming up with the plan, having the plan is easy, right? Looking at the data, that's easy. Okay, a monkey could look at this and see what color the dot is, right? If it's green, that means we're going up. If it's red, that means we're going down, right? But the discipline to stick to this, no matter what, is the hardest part. But that's what's so great about having a community of like-minded individuals. Because again, the data doesn't lie, guys. I can go all the way back here to 2023 and show you, okay, that was a buying opportunity. 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 And the thing to understand is these green dots, they're not day trades. We are not day traders, which brings me to rule number 1. We are swing traders that focus on a monthly and a weekly chart. Okay, we are 1 to 6 months out on all of our investments, meaning we have to wait 1 to 6 months once we get our signals to take profits. Okay, that's the typical time frame that we look at. Okay, we enter and exit our positions using our trading indicators. The green dot means buy and the red dot means sell. Okay, so again, very easy. Selling here, buying down here. We want to buy when the wave is down here, and I'll get to that here in just a minute. Okay, so we have 2 different buying strategies. Again, we focus on a monthly and a weekly chart. Okay, we're not day trading on a 5-minute or 1-minute chart like everybody else today. We're not trying to predict where the price is going to go in the next 5 minutes. It'll drive you nuts. I do not recommend doing that. We want to catch the big moves on a 1 to 6 month basis. So again, we're focused on a monthly and a weekly chart. When I say monthly and weekly, I'm talking about the monthly chart. You can see up here, if you can't see the M, you just click this arrow here and you can star the time frames that you want to watch and toggle through. So you can go all the way up to 12 months if you want to. So I have the monthly start and the weekly start and the daily start. Okay, so all of those are starred. Okay, so I'm talking about, we really focus on the monthly and the weekly. Sometimes, I mean, we use the daily and we use the 4-hour as well, but our main focus is the monthly and the weekly chart. We want to know where that's at. So buy strategy number 1 is we want to buy a green dot on the monthly chart. Okay, so you look at the monthly, very simple, right? Ethereum, again, time to buy, time to buy, time to buy, time to buy, time to buy. Okay, so it's very easy. And then you literally just hold for 1 to 6 months, okay? And you wait till this wave comes back up here and gives you a red dot. So again, if you bought back here in 2023, you bought Ethereum at $1,200. It went all the way up to 4,000. Okay, we pulled back. We got this red dot right here in November, right there around 3,900, and it pulled all the way back here to 2,000. So we just be waiting on a monthly signal. Again, we have 2 different strategies. One I want to point out right now is Algorand. I just dropped a TikTok on this. This is on the favorites list for next week. That is popping. Okay, so you can see the last time we got a green dot with the wave down here was right here in September. 8 cents. It went all the way up to 60. Okay, you even had this one back here in November at 11 cents, and it popped up to 60. So you had buying opportunity there, buying opportunity here, buying opportunity here, okay? And right now, I mean, this thing is taken off. And that they just actually announced a partnership with Google, something to do with their quantum cloud, something like that is what I heard. But this thing is taken off right now. So this is one we're definitely going to be watching next week. But that is buy strategy number 1. It's very simple. Just look at the monthly chart and wait for a green dot. I'll be showing you a couple more of those charts today that look really good. And then buy strategy number 2 is we want to buy a green dot on the weekly chart if the blue wave is below the white line. So that last part is very important. Okay, not every dot is created equal. So with the weekly chart, okay, we want to buy, let's just go back to Ethereum because it's the easiest one to reference. So if I go to the weekly chart here, we want to buy when this blue wave is down here like I explained, right? Because that means we've had a really big pullback here on the weekly. The weekly chart is my favorite chart to trade. Hands down my favorite chart, the easiest chart in my opinion to trade if you are a swing trader. So we want to buy a green dot on the weekly chart if that blue wave is below the white line. So that was a buying opportunity. This was a buying opportunity here in December at 2,700. But we had a red dot pop right there in January, and it ended up going back down. But if you're buying right here at 2,600 and buying down here at 1,800, right, your average should be somewhere around 2,200. And we don't look to sell until the wave comes back up here, right? We don't want to look to sell until the wave comes back up here. So if you do get a red dot, just know that sometimes that could counter the green dot, right? No signal is 100%, right? That was a good signal. That was a good signal. These were good signals. This one right here turned out to be like a bull trap. Okay, we broke our support level. Okay, and now we went down here to 1800. That didn't do that for almost 3 years. Okay, all the way back since 2023. But right here in December, right at the beginning of the year, boom, it went down. So again, you're just looking to average down, right? You're buying here and then buying down here. Okay, or you're setting a stop loss when you get the red dot. We'll talk about this here today. But if you set a stop loss, right, because these green dots are telling us that this is the bottom. That low right there is the bottom at 2,600. So if you entered here, you could have had a stop loss set there at 2,600 or 2,500, right? And if it broke that level, that's because there was a lot of stop losses sitting there, and that's what caused the liquidation. But it really shouldn't bother us if we're long-term investors, right? We just look to continue to accumulate down at these levels now. If you liked it at 2,600, you should really like it down here at 1,800. So again, buying these green dots down here when the wave is below, and selling up here when the wave is above on the red dots. We cashed out our Ethereum up here at between 4,000 and 5,000 back in August. Okay, I re-entered Ethereum at 2,000, so I'm still even on my Ethereum trade, but it's setting up really, really nicely right now. And then we have two different selling strategies. So sell strategy number one is we want to sell a red dot in the red zone on the daily chart. So when I talk about the red zone, we need to zoom into the daily chart, okay? So the daily chart gives us this red zone, and this is a Fibonacci retracement tool. You see these zones, okay? We have a red zone, a golden zone, and a couple blue zones. The most important one on the daily is the red zone because that's our sell target. So again, sell strategy number one is we sell the red dot in the red zone on the daily chart. So we can go back and see that the last time we were up here in the red zone was back here when we were at 4,700. We got the red dot right there at 4,700, and the rest is history, right? If you didn't take profits up here, you probably hate yourself right now, okay? But when price retracts up here into this Fibonacci zone, okay, it's always time to take profits. It was time to take profits right here in December. It went from 4,000 all the way down here to 1,400. Then it went from 1,400 all the way back to 5,000. We got our red dot there up in the red zone, and it dipped all the way back down here. So again, having a buying strategy is great, but if you guys don't know where to sell, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, selling is just as important as buying. We want to sell high and buy low. So that's sell strategy number one. Again, a red dot in the red zone. And if you guys do not have the Fibonacci or any of these indicators, you guys can download them right over here in the trading indicator tab by clicking on this link. Okay, there's an email right there if you guys have any trouble, but it takes a couple of clicks and all of it loads right up into your TradingView account. Your screen will look exactly like my screen here. Okay, and then sell strategy number two is we want to sell when the stochastic RSI, that's the light blue line on the trading indicator, when that hits the white dotted line, or we get a red dot on the weekly chart. So that's what I talked about before. Okay, when the stochastic RSI is this blue line. When that hits the white dotted line, just like it did back here in 2024, we want to take some profits, right? We want to sell some. We want to sell all of our position or some of our position, okay? Or we get a red dot here on the weekly, okay? That's where we look to sell, okay? That's pretty simple. The hard part is waiting, right? Right now, the hard part for Ethereum is waiting out this long, drawn-out consolidation phase, waiting for that wave to pop back up there, okay? But that's our buy strategy. That's our sell strategy, guys. I have a free course over here that goes more into depth on everything, but I just wanted to review that because I feel like we haven't done that in a very long time. I'd highly recommend checking out that trading course if you guys are looking into getting into swing trading. Again, there's a lot of videos, a lot of trading strategies out there. We like to take a longer-term approach than most people in the market today. Feels like retail can't hold for more than 3 days, okay? We hold for 1 to 6 months. Sometimes we'll have to hold for longer. Sometimes it might be 8 months till we hit our target. But again, we are investors here. We're not day trading. We are investing here. Okay. So let's get into the watch list. How's everybody doing today? True Seeker, what's going on, brother? Derek, Randy, Michael, Bruno, he's back. Derek, KT, what's going on, brother? Slow Train, my brother. Hey, what's the verse of the day, my man? How do you know which chart to buy and sell on as you talk about the weekly chart you like, but you're saying you're 1 to 6 months buy and hold? Yeah, right. So 1 to 6 months is the typical time frame for these signals. So if you get a green dot right here in April, you shouldn't be expecting to sell next week, right? You should be expecting to sell when this wave comes back up here. And it's just a time frame, right? Sometimes it could be 8 months, sometimes it could be 9 months, sometimes it could be a month, right? I can't predict how long it's going to take, but normally what you see is from here to here is normally a 1 to 6 month time frame. So like this signal came on Ethereum in April at 1500, and this signal came right here, which was our sell signal, up there in August at around 4500. So April to August was 5 months. Okay, that was a 5 month hold. So I just use the 1 to 6 month as a general time frame, but again, nothing is for sure. You might have to wait 12 months at some point, right? But typically, when you see this, right, this one came in September of 2023 at 1500, topped out in March. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, that was 7 months from here to here. Okay, so that's just the typical time frame that we go into. Like if you can't hold for 6 months, I wouldn't even bother using this strategy if you can't. The reason I like this strategy, and the reason I think most people like it, is because you don't have to be glued to your computer. You don't have to be checking the price every minute or every day, right? This is for people who work jobs, who have things outside of trading to do, that want to enjoy their lives and invest. Okay, because again, we're investing here. We're not trying to make a quick buck. We're trying to, right, build generational wealth. And you do that, I believe, by buying when times are really bad, right? Times are normally really bad. This is normally when the markets are like, everyone's scared, everyone's bearish, everyone's calling for a bear market, the news is bad, everything's bad, countries are blowing people up, things like that, right? A lot of things that are out of our control. But in my eyes, it's just all to scare us out, right? They want us to be scared. Okay? They've been calling for the end of the world since the beginning of time. So no one knows the day, no one knows the time, right? The Bible says that, so we can't live in fear, right? I think these opportunities down here are massive opportunities for building generational wealth for our families and our communities and things like that, right? We don't want to get rich to be rich. We want to get rich to take care of our families and our communities and our people, right? We're not going to do that by buying up here. Okay, up in this area. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Algorand, we called this out. This signal was called out at the beginning of the month at around 9 cents. It's up 30%, but I think this thing has a long way to go. Okay, they had that partnership announced with Google, and they're breaking out here. They're a little too far off the EMA for me for me to want to jump in, but on the long-term time frame, this looks really good, right? You'd be looking for that stochastic RSI to come back up toward this white dotted line, and we're literally sitting down here at 16. So the white dotted line on the indicator, that represents the 100 value. You can see that over here on my screen. Okay, that's the 100 value. So again, when that thing pops up there, that's normally when we want to take some profits, right? That's one of our profit-taking strategies that we just explained, right? So this is sitting at 15 right now. So that tells you got a lot of room to go. This thing could be very volatile in the short term, but I think in the long term, this breakout looks really good. Breakout looks really good. So Algo's one. Plug Power has the monthly here. This is an energy play. Like, I feel like this is a very under-the-radar energy play. This thing was all the way back up here at $70 back in 2021. It's sitting at $2, and you have this energy crisis going on right now. I believe they're a hydrogen energy company, but they had the green dot pop up here in April. They had one back here in June. It popped from 84 cents all the way up here to $4, and now you're getting another one here at 241, and that thing's breaking out. So it's up above those EMAs. It's up above the 9 EMA, and I think that thing is going much, much higher over the coming months. So really like Plug Power. IONQ, this is one that I added, I believe, on yesterday's stream. Someone requested this. I've been wanting to get into the quantum computing sector. I haven't found an opportunity yet, but I think I found one yesterday when someone requested this. These guys make more money than any quantum computing company that I've seen. They really aren't that profitable yet, but everyone's saying quantum computing is the future, blah, 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 right? They make $61 million a quarter. That's the highest I've seen from a lot of these. But why I really like it is not only because we're down here, right, but because we're actually touching our four-year moving average, right? That's the 200 EMA. So that's the average price over the last 4 years. And you could see everyone was talking about quantum computing up here when this stock was at $90. Well, it's pulled all the way back here to 25. So the reason I like it is because we're touching that EMA. So we also have something over here called the cheat sheet. Okay, and we look at that mean. The mean is just another word for average. So I think we can all agree that to get a fair price on something, okay, you need to buy it at the average. You don't want to buy it. A fair price is not way up off the average. We want to buy into the average or below the average. So that thing's touching the 4-year average. So that's why I started a position on that. I think that thing will pop a green dot here in the next couple of weeks. I know I jumped the gun a little bit, but it did have one right here in February at around 31, and now it's down here at 29. So I'm actually getting it cheaper than this last dot right here, and I'm just going off on a limb saying that that's probably going to pop back up here in the next couple of days, or I'm sorry, couple of weeks. So I like the fact that it's sitting at its 4-year average. I did start a position on that, but I think it looks very interesting if you guys are looking for a quantum play. RNDR, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks. Back here in March, we got the signal at 150. It's about to break $2. I mean, some of these altcoins, I mean, you got Algorand, look at that. Okay, we got these signals over the last couple of months. This one came in March at 8 cents. It's sitting at 12 cents. So you're starting to see some of these altcoins. This is why I believe altcoins are going to absolutely rip here going into the end of the year. I think 2026 is going to be a huge year for altcoins, especially if you're buying right now. And that thing's about to break too. So I really like RNDR at these levels. I think it looks really good. It's got the monthly alert, okay, and it has the weekly alert. This chart just looks so good here, dude. It looks so good. And you got a really easy stop loss too, right there at like 150. So RNDR looks really, really good here. QNT is another one. QNT is another one breaking out here on the chart. You can see it broke over its EMAs. So I didn't really talk about this. This isn't really in our strategy, but something to pay attention to on the daily chart as well is these EMAs, right? This is our EMA ribbon. This is also part of the trading indicator template you can get over there in the Discord. But when we are down below these EMAs, okay, we are stuck in a downtrend. So you could see we actually broke over them right here, but we failed when we retested. So what QNT just did here is it broke out, okay? It came back, it retested, and it bounced. So that tells me that the bulls are stepping in here. So I am very bullish on QNT here over 66, 65, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'd put a stop loss probably at 65 on this, but that looks like it's about ready to break out. Those two cryptocurrencies look really good. You got AKT. This is another one that broke out. So here, let me just go back to the daily and show you guys. When we break out over the EMAs, right, that means the trend is shifting here on the daily. Okay, you could see that on the daily chart. When we're down below the EMAs, we're getting rejected, right? We're stuck in a downtrend, 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 downtrend. But as soon as we break out over those EMAs, that is normally, right, when the bulls step in. So I really like AKT here as well. It's bouncing right here on the 9. So if you were playing this one, I'd probably use a stop loss around 40 cents. Look for that daily alert to pop. But this looks very strong. This is an AI crypto play here. So those three cryptos look good. Another one is ZBCN. ZBCN also has a green dot we called out back there at 0.002. So this is just a continuation trade again. If you guys can enter on the day of the green dot, right, the week of the green dot, that's the spot to do it, okay? And this thing's now breaking out over almost 2.5 here, up above that 2 cent level. It looks really good. Those 4 cryptos right there, boom, they all look very, very good. We got a few more of those coming back up as well. We got Netflix breaking out here. Netflix gave us the signal right there around 80. It's almost back to 100, so this looks very strong here above 90. Okay, 90 is a super easy stop loss. If you look at the daily, again, it broke out over those EMAs. What are we doing when we're down below the EMAs? We're getting rejected, okay? Like some of you guys in high school, right? Just getting rejected, okay? Patience is here. Patience. We broke out, we retested, and now we're starting to push up. So again, our target, right, with our sell strategy is always in that red zone. Okay, that's always our first target. If you guys ask me, how high do you think this is going? I'm always going to look at that red zone on the Fibonacci, okay, on that sell strategy. So if you get up here to 130, this is where we'd be looking to take profits on Netflix. So you have about another 30-40% to go on that. It looks very strong here above 90. And again, we've been talking about Netflix for a while. That one gave a green dot right there at around 91. And that thing's pushing up here. Looks good. We got FET. Also broke out over those EMAs again. We got that green dot on the weekly. So normally what I do when I see the green dot on the weekly, guys, is I'll zoom into the smaller time frames like the daily, and I'll just make sure, right, we're holding on to those EMAs. Those EMAs, if you set your stop loss like below those, so like for example, you could set your stop loss right here at 19. Because if we lose those EMAs, right, it's a false breakout. But as of right now, it's chopping, okay? This is a bull flag. It's setting up here. Okay, our target on this is anywhere from 70 to 90 cents. It also has a monthly alert here. It has a weekly, like everything's lining up on these altcoins, guys. I think altcoins are going to absolutely explode this month. You got HPQ. So this one's been beat up really hard too. Another indicator we like to use that's part of our template is the MACD. So the MACD, what you want to pay attention to is the EMA crossover. So when it goes red, right, we're trending down. But as soon as we cross, right, as soon as we get that green, that is a bullish indication. So this is a stock we've been holding for a while. Okay, but I think it's just getting ready to break out right here. I like this a lot above 17. I think that's a good solid stock. My target would be up there at around 27. Okay, 27's up there in that red zone. It's sitting at around 19 cents right now. We got some options on that. Shiba hasn't quite broke out over the EMAs, but it's really trying to here. The reason I put this on here today is because we have the monthly alert showing up here. So if you're playing that monthly alert, you need to use a stop loss at the low from last month, which is going to be right there at point, whatever that number is, 0.005. I always like to use the bottom of the wick there, right? If that breaks, right, you'll get a red dot and we'll go lower. So you got an easy setup here on SHIB off the monthly alert. And again, these monthly alerts are very, very accurate. The monthly alerts are going to be the most accurate signal you can get, okay, because they don't come around very often. This is the first time SHIB's got one since it's been around, okay, all the way down here. Another one is Ray. This is a Solana ecosystem play. That one's trying to break out here this week. We got the signal a couple weeks ago at 60. It did attempt to break over 70. Just watching this one. Okay, this is a good play on Solana. I'm targeting anywhere from $2 to $3. I think the red zone's sitting at around 350. So we got a long way to go, and you can see how it's kind of getting up into those EMAs now. Just looking for that big explosive move to the upside there on Radium. Again, my target's always up here in the red zone around it's going to be around $3 to $4 here. What else we got? A-Firm. A-Firm's green as well. So this is a company that has a partnership with Amazon and Apple. So these guys, right, they're trading below their 4-year average, right? We talked about that blue line. That's the 4-year moving average. So when we're below the 4-year moving average, we're getting a discount, right? If we're buying below that average, the average price over 4 years, we're getting a discount. Okay, so right now you're getting a little bit of a discount on this one. It did print with the signal here on A-Firm. And I really like this one. I like it up above 450. If it went down to like 30, I would buy more here if you're adding. But this is a very, very good company. They're growing like crazy. Okay, they got that Amazon partnership. I mean, you could see their earnings here going up, going up, going up. They just cleared $1 billion for the first time last quarter. So I really like A-Firm here as well. PayPal's another payment system. They got the green dot a couple weeks ago, back in February at 40. And this is setting up to be a bull flag here. So if this thing can hold on to that level at 43, you should see a massive retracement on this because this stock is just very beat up. My target on this is anywhere from 70 to 80. If you zoom out of the chart here, you can see we're sitting at the lowest price in 10 years, and their earnings look great. I mean, they're making money. They're making $9 billion a quarter. So PayPal is still on the watch list. Again, we're just kind of stuck in this phase where we're not really going anywhere. But I'd watch for this one to break out next week. If we can get up over these EMAs, right, if we can break that $50 barrier, you're going to see this thing absolutely snap back really hard. And I think it's a solid company. I mean, they have solid fundamentals. They're one of the biggest payment processors out there. And they're getting heavily involved in cryptocurrency and things like that. So I love their business model. And their earnings look great. I think PayPal's a very solid company, sitting at the lowest price in 10 years. Okay, all the way back here since 2016, we haven't been in the $40 range. So, if you ask me, that's a huge discount. That's a huge opportunity for PayPal. We got PANW. That one had the green dot yesterday as well. I would just make sure that one holds 40, but that did print with a green dot. So we're buying that one here right on the average, looking good. You're seeing it here on the chart. The Honest Company, this one came back at 220. It's sitting at 280. Again, zooming into the daily, seeing what's going on here. We're just chopping, waiting for that explosive move to the upside. We're still above these EMAs. I do have a position on this company, but I'm using a stop loss probably around 240. If it goes back down to 2, I'll probably just look to buy more. I think these guys are an interesting business model. They actually lost a little bit of money last quarter, but the stock looks strong, right? We're holding that 9 EMA. We're holding those EMAs, not breaking down here. Target's up here at $5 to $6. It's sitting at around 3. SoFi's another one here on the watch list. Again, this thing's pulled back a lot. We were seeing a lot of influencers pump this thing up here at 30, right? Didn't take a monkey to see, like, we shouldn't have been buying up here. Again, our strategy is to buy down here. It's very hard not to buy during these times because this is when everyone's excited, right? This is when everyone's hooping and hollering, telling you that SoFi's going to $100. It's the best stock ever, right? It's the best thing ever. Everybody buy, 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 right? Exciting times are where we want to sell. Okay, we want to buy when things are bad. Things are bad after it pulls back 60%. You see all those influencers, they got really silent over the last few months. That's a 53% drop on SoFi. Okay, 53% drop on SoFi. Okay, and now we're getting these signals right here. And again, we're into that mean. We're into that average. So I do like SoFi next week as well here at 16. IoT, that one had the signal back here at 27. It's pumping up here. You can see on the daily, it's back into the EMA. So up above $30, I really like this play as well. This is kind of an under the radar play, but I do think this one's going to break out. You got the stop loss set right there at 29. DJT, we're not giving up on this one. That one gave the green dot last week. It's sitting at the lowest price ever. This is Donald Trump's media company. I rebought this one at like $10, so I'm down like 7% on my position. But again, looking to average down here off the weekly. I would like to see that one pop up over the EMAs, though. I want to see that one get up over those EMAs. Target on this is going to be around 24. Okay, $24 is the target for DJT. Okta. Okta's a cybersecurity company. That also gave a green dot. We got BlackRock. BlackRock hasn't given the signal, but they got earnings next week on Friday. So again, I like the pullback here. BlackRock's a huge company. They make around $7 billion. PayPal actually makes more money than these guys, by the way. But yeah, just looking for that signal on BlackRock next week. You guys know Chainlink is my favorite cryptocurrency. It's still holding green here. We're about to get that MACD crossover as well. Another one I just want to see pop up over those EMAs. We need to break that 9.5 barrier here. But this thing's literally down since we sold it back here in August or September. Okay, from 28 all the way down here, it went to 7. So that was a 75% retracement. Okay, a 75% retracement. So we like to buy after 75% drops. We don't want to buy up here. We want to buy after a big drop like that. Good quality names. And Chainlink, in my opinion, is the best utility play in crypto. I even asked ChatGPT, what's the most undervalued cryptocurrency on the market right now? You guys can go ask ChatGPT that same question, and they literally said Chainlink. They said Chainlink is the most undervalued play right now. Humana, this is a healthcare company. Again, their stock has just been absolutely annihilated here. Healthcare has just been getting smoked. But as long as this one can hold on to 160 here, it did get the weekly signals, so you just want to use the stop loss again at that previous low right there at around 160. And again, if you believe in this company bouncing back, I mean, this is another huge company. These guys make $32 billion a quarter. But Donald Trump has not been nice to these healthcare companies. But that one is attempting to break out here. That's Humana. I believe they're an insurance company. And then the SPY, the SPY, had a really nice bounce this week as well. So you can look at the SPY. So the best time to buy stocks is when this wave comes down here, right? That was in April, right? $500. It went all the way up to $700. The S&P 500, by the way, is the index for the top 500, stocks in the market. Okay, and you can see every time it dips like this, bounces back. Okay, dips, bounces back. So what I want to see on the SPY next week, okay, this will be really good for stocks if we can get this green dot here next week or in the next couple weeks. You should see stocks absolutely fly. So if there's any talk from Trump about, oh, the war's over or whatever, as soon as that tweet comes, markets are going to rip. And you're going to want to be positioned before that happens, not after. Trust me. We got Bitcoin. We already talked about this. Again, we're still bullish as long as it holds 60. Once again, we got a signal back here in December. Okay, we set the stop loss at the previous low at 80,000. As soon as 80,000 broke, that's when the liquidation happened. So this green dot right here now is telling you that 60,000 is the bottom. 60,000 is just a low from February. Okay, and as long as that holds, we're good. But again, we're in a very boring phase for Bitcoin. We want to see some volume. That Clarity Act is supposed to pass this month. So I think that's going to be the catalyst for crypto that's going to send it higher. Again, look where we're sitting. We're sitting right on our 4-year average. Up above 60, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. Ethereum, we've talked about. Again, you guys get one good time a year to buy this. 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. Okay, one good time a year. That's all you get, folks. That's all you get. So seize the opportunity or watch from the sidelines. But Ethereum's looking very bullish here. I'd like to see that one crack over 2,300. That will confirm the breakout. Okay, and we're sitting just over 2,000. Okay, people are freaking out saying we're going down. Ethereum's literally still over 2,000. To me, that is extremely bullish that we're holding on to that level. RZLV, this one also gave a signal. This is more of a penny stock. It's funny, my wife's mom actually trades stocks. I just found that out like a couple months ago. And she actually suggested this to me not too long ago. So shout out to my mother-in-law for giving me the tip here. But this one did have the green dot. It also has the MACD crossover. It's up above the EMAs here. Okay, it's trying to break out. So up above 190, I like this one for a play here on it's a penny stock. They don't make a whole lot of money. I don't normally trade penny stocks. I don't have a position on this, but that did break out last week, and it did give us a signal. And then we got LUMN. This is Lumen Technologies. Again, had a nice breakout here from 3, right? Our time to buy was down here back at $3. It went all the way up to 12. That was a 400% move if you guys bought here and sold here. Okay, it pulled all the way back here to 6, and now you're getting the same signal. So up above 6, I think this one looks very interesting as well. These guys make about $3 billion a quarter. JD, we got the signal right there at 27. That one broke up over the EMAs as well, and we're bullish on that as long as it holds on to 27. That's a Chinese stock. The Chinese have been very silent throughout this whole Iran thing, by the way. I think that's very weird. So JD is just a really big Chinese company. I think they're like an Amazon or something like that. They make about $50 billion a quarter. They make a ton of money, and their stock's gotten absolutely annihilated here. But that one looks interesting over 27. The VIX, we talked about the VIX, guys. That actually closed with its red dot. That is so bullish. I cannot get over how bullish that is, guys. So I've talked about the VIX a few times over the last couple weeks. My general rule is I want to be buying assets when it's sitting at 30. So the VIX is just the volatility index. So when this thing spikes, that means markets are going down. But as soon as we start going down, that's when stocks and crypto starts going back up. So I could show that to you, right? You got your sell signal on the VIX back here in April 14th, right? We were at $60. Okay, well, if I go to Ethereum, you can see where Ethereum was on April 14th. It gave the exact opposite signal, right? It gave you a bullish signal. So when this thing's coming down, right, aka we have a red dot and we're going down, stocks and crypto are going up. So we've been going up for the last, since December. So for the last 5 months, this thing's been going up. And we just got our sell signal on it right there. So if this VIX keeps coming down here, you're going to see markets explode. Because again, as this thing was going down from April to June, July, August, right, what was Ethereum doing? Ethereum was going up. Okay, what was the SPY doing? Okay, again, the SPY, the bottom was on April 21st. Okay, the SPY went up as soon as the VIX started to go down. So a good general rule that I learned from one of my mentors, my trading mentors, was when the VIX is at 30, okay, because that's normally where it tops out, right around $30. You can see, topped out right there. And sometimes there's events, right, that it goes higher, but it doesn't stay up there very long. So you can see we topped out at 30 here, topped out at 30 here, topped out at 30 here, topped out at 30. Normally we're topping out at 30. Okay, and then when it's going down, that's when stuff's going up. So we got the sell signal. That was confirmed, guys. That was confirmed last week. So that is very, very bullish here for the markets. Okay, and again, I know things are boring. I know things are tiring. Right, numbers are down. Right, portfolios are down. But this is where the winners are made, folks. This is, if you're buying and holding during these times, you're going to win in the long term. Okay, if you look at the data. If you're buying when everyone else is excited. Right? I mean, I got 200 people, 300 people on my live streams in the bull markets. Everyone's excited. Everyone's having a good time. Okay, down here, numbers are down, right? People aren't excited anymore. Okay, people quit. People go do something else. That's just the reality of the markets, right? People fail because they quit too early. Okay, and it's normally that time in the market where you feel like quitting is where things are about to turn. So just keep that in mind. Again, we want to buy when no one else is excited. We got Cetus here. This one's still holding its signal. That had a really nice move, about 100% move, but it gave some of it back. That was down about 25% this week. I like the pullback, though. I'm still very bullish on this protocol. Okay, very bullish on the fundamentals of it. I really like Cetus. I think that's going back to 12, 14 cents, no problem. Okay, look at the monthly. Okay, we're starting to turn the corner. This thing was at 50 cents. It's all the way down here at a penny and a half. It hit a penny and a half down there. Okay, so Cetus still bullish on that. Want to see that one recover here next week. And then the last one's going to be HIMS. HIMS had a big gap up here, and it gave some of it back. We're watching the daily here for HIMS. Want to see that get back up over like 23, but I like this one a lot above 18. I mean, the true stop loss is down there at like 13, but if you wanted to use a stop, you could use one probably at 17, 18 bucks. But again, very bullish on this company's fundamentals. If you guys look at the at their earnings, you guys can see how much revenue. I mean, they're increasing their revenue by about $100 million every quarter, right? Last year, this time, they were making around, what was that? May of last year, they made $586 million. They cleared $600 million. Okay, and again, they had a bad month right here, like 400, but stock just beat up. Again, everyone was talking about HIMS up here at 70. No one's talking about it down here at 15. So that's the watch list for next week, guys. I think all of those are breaking out. There's also some other names, but these are my favorites, okay, because these ones are actually showing signs that they have actually broken out. They've broken out of their downtrends according to the moving averages, right? They're breaking out over our 9, they're breaking out over these EMAs, and they're on their way back up, okay? We don't want to buy necessarily during this time, right? We want to buy after the breakout, the retest, and I think QNT is going much, much higher. RNDR is looking phenomenal. Some of these altcoins are just sitting at stupidly low prices right now, and I feel like a broken record getting on here week after week, but I'm telling you, this is where the opportunity is, folks. It's not when everything's exciting. It's when we're in the trenches fighting, right? Because up here, right, when price goes parabolic, up here, you're always like, man, I wish I would have bought down here, right? Up here at $15, you're like, man, I wish I would have bought at $1, right? That's always the case. So, again, we want to buy when this wave is down here and sell when it comes back up here. And I'm telling you, there hasn't been a drop like this on a lot of these names, right? We haven't dropped this hard in crypto ever. So you guys just witnessed one of the biggest bear markets I've ever seen in altcoins and crypto, and you're seeing it start to end here with some of these signals starting to give us hope, right? And show us that, hey, we're reversing here. We're going back up. So what else we got, guys? You guys got chart requests? I'll take a few chart requests here, but that's the watch list for next week. I'll go ahead and drop this over here inside of the Discord. Under the watch list tab. So these are the favorites. Hold on, I'm actually going to do this real quick for you. So I actually have a couple watch lists here. So this is my entire watch list. So this is like every single name that I follow. I think I have like 400 names in here. So what I want to do is I want to drop this for you guys here real quick. So this is my watch list for what is today? The 3rd, 4-3. Boom. Okay, and then we have the favorites. So those are the names I just covered. These are like my favorite ones out of that list for next week. These are my top picks based on where their charts are, the signals, where their price is sitting, right, what their price is doing. These are my favorites. So I'm going to drop this as well, so you can get all the stocks that I follow, all the stocks in crypto that I follow by clicking on this link. You just click it, and there should be like a copy button right here where you can copy the exact thing, and you can look at all the stocks. I've gathered those over the last 9 to 10 years, both stocks and cryptocurrencies. And then the favorites list, again, these are just my favorite ones for this week. Favorites for 4-3. So you guys can look at this over the weekend. Happy Good Friday, by the way. Praise Jesus, man. He is risen. And yeah, you guys get that over there in the watch list. I hope everyone's going to praise the Lord this weekend. I know my wife and I have some plans here. I think we're going to dinner and doing things like that. I'm going golfing today, actually, for the first time this year. Weather's finally clearing up. What do we got? You guys got chart requests? What do you guys think? What are you guys watching in that favorites list? What are you guys' favorite picks out of that? Let me know. Go ahead and drop your chart requests. I'll take a few here before I sign off. I do got a tea time here that I got to get to here shortly. But I am willing to take some chart requests. I see one for LPT from Dieter. LPT. So LPT's gotten smoked. It's at an all-time low. So if the charts just sink into the floor, you probably want to wait on the monthly, and it does have the monthly signal there. So if you believe in the project, it's never been a better time to buy down here. And a lot of these altcoins are starting to get this signal. Okay, AKT doesn't have one. ZBCN doesn't, but RNDR has one. QNT had one. And what else was there? There was a few of these popping up. SHIB had one. ETH doesn't have one yet, or Bitcoin. But some of these really smaller cap stuff, the smaller cap stuff are starting to show that signal. So if you like LPT, if you believe in the project, right, it's time to buy. But again, it's been a rug pull since it came out. So I like charts that are going up and to the right. Like you look at Render's chart, it's going up and to the right, right? We're finding buyers at a higher price than we got down here. If the stock or the cryptos just sink into the floor like this, that shows that people are not very excited. But again, hopefully you know what you're buying, you understand what you're buying, and if you believe in it, again, it's a good time to buy, according to the indicator. What else we got? Randy said lots of favorites to choose from. If you were going to add to one position right now, what would you choose? Well, I already own a lot of these. So I already own Plug. I own IONQ. I'm honestly tempted to buy some Render here. I'm actually really tempted to buy some Render here. I think that looks good. I think once that breaks 2, I think it's going to absolutely explode. So I like Render. There's a lot to choose from. I really like these 4 cryptos right now: RNDR, QNT, AKT, and ZBCN. I really like those for cryptos. For stocks, my favorite stock out of the list would probably be. That's tough, man. I'd probably say Plug Power or PayPal. Oh, and I don't know why I didn't put Snapchat on here. Snapchat's another one that I think is going to absolutely explode this year. I mean, this thing is in the gutter right now. Okay, it's literally at the all-time low, down here from 2018, lowest price in 8 years. Last time we hit 5, it went all the way up to 80, and it's sitting down here at 450. So I would add that one in as well. Forgot to add that one in, but I already own that one too. So it's tough to pick one. I like to be diversified. I like to pick multiple. So I like Plug Power. I think that looks like it's going to absolutely explode. A-Firm, I love their business model. I like their partnerships. They're growing their earnings, right? They're very impressive earnings. And then PayPal sitting at a 10-year low. I don't think you can go wrong. Do I like TAO? I liked it better when we got our signal back here in February. Right, that came at 170. You're already up 100%. But again, now if we have the green dot, we don't have to look at the weekly chart anymore. Unless we're looking for like a red dot sell signal, right? But I would want to see this one pull back a little bit, right? Maybe come back in here to the EMAs. I do think this thing is going to bounce here because it's pulled back for 7 days in a row, and you're literally sitting right here on the EMA. So if you get that green dot on the daily, I would take a trade on it. But as long as it holds 290, it looks good. Final target would be up here at 480, but I see people calling for like a $2,000-$3,000 TAO. I just don't know anything about it. But the chart looks good. But again, if you were buying with our strategy, you should have bought it right here at 175. So you're already up 100%. So I'd either want to see a retracement to like 260 maybe. 260 would put us like deeper into these EMAs, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. I think tomorrow is going to be a big day for crypto. I think you're going to see a big move. Did I talk about Plume? No, I didn't. Plume is still just in the same spot. So I see some of you guys requesting some of these names, but a lot of them are just still sitting in the same area, in the same general area. So I think I bought this one around, I don't know, like a penny and a half. So I'm down like, I don't know, 25% on my position or something. But this is more of a fundamental play for me. Again, it was all the way up here at 20 cents, and it's less than a penny right now. So if it goes back to 20 cents, that's a 2,000% move. And this is supposedly one of the biggest real-world asset plays when it comes to crypto. So I'm just waiting for the wave to get back up here and give me a red dot on Plume. What else we got? OBM stock from David. Oops. OBM stock. Is that say OBM? Looks like an Australian stock. So you don't have your signal yet. So time to buy was right here in August, right? 66 cents all the way up to 65. I just wait for the signal. How does the indicator do on gold? It works on any tradable asset. So you could use it on gold, silver, stocks, crypto, whatever you want. You can see gold, right? Time to buy gold was where? Back here in 2023 at 1,800, right? Gold was not, no one was talking about gold back here. I'll just say that, right? Because again, this is when the markets suck. This is when it sucks to be an investor, okay? Especially if you're buying up here at the highs, right? Up here, everyone's talking about gold, right? Everyone's having a good time, right? telling you how great they are because they bought it at 4,000 and it went to 5,000, whatever, right? So it's accurate. I mean, you got a signal right here, but again, our strategy is to buy when the wave is down here. So this doesn't happen every day, guys. That's why, like, when you hear me, talking about some of these names like Ethereum, like a broken record, right? It's because this doesn't come around too often, right? I mean, you're talking about once a year, once every 12 months, you get an opportunity to buy down here. Like, and again, this is when things suck. This is when nobody likes Ethereum. Everybody thinks crypto's a joke right now. It's a scam. It's not going anywhere. We're going into a bear market. That's the sentiment. So a lot of the time when it's down here, you feel like an idiot when you're buying because, again, I don't know. The majority of retail just don't know what they're doing, right? They're throwing darts. They want to buy when there's enthusiasm, right? When everyone's enthusiastic and, oh yeah, it's going to the moon, right? Remember XRP a couple months ago back here? Okay, in August, people were telling you XRP is going to $10,000 back here. It went to $350 and sank all the way to $1, right? So again, this is when delusion is happening, right? Delusion. We're going to $10,000 by the end of the year. Okay, and then those people actually have the dignity to actually continue to show their face online. Like, it's sad. But again, it's all about education, folks. It's all about learning. It's all about, right, those three things we talked about. Okay, it's what do we do? What do we follow here? Do we follow emotions? No. Do we follow what people say on Twitter or whatever? No. Okay? Logic, data, and discipline. Okay? Logic is our strategy. Data is what the chart says. I don't care what Jim Cramer says or what Trump says or what anybody says. I don't care. I care where the indicator is. Okay? 9.5 times out of 10, this is where nobody is excited. I don't know if you guys were around in April. Some of you probably were. Okay? People were laughing at Ethereum down here. They were calling it a joke, a dead project. Right? If you think Ethereum's a dead project, you know nothing about crypto. Okay? But again, if you would have listened to the news, you would have lost out on a lot of money, right? A big gain. That was a 250% move last year. And you're getting the same signal right here in 2026. So again, doesn't matter what's going on in the world to me. I trust the data. The data is all I'm going to look at. I will look at people's opinions, but I'm going to stick to my own. And my own comes from numbers, comes from actual data, not from what I think's going to happen. Someone asked me what I think is going to happen. I don't know. I think we're going up because the dot is green. If it flips to red, then I think we're going down. That's just the reality of the way that I place my investments. Again, our goal here is to buy good quality projects, good quality companies at a good price, right? You could buy Ethereum, which is arguably the best altcoin in the world. But if you buy it up here at 5,000, you got to wait forever to make your money back, right? You got to wait forever. Okay? I mean, you're down 70% right now. If you bought it back here in 2024, when this was up here, okay? You're still down 2 years later. You're still down 2 years later. Okay? You hardly made any money last year. You went from 4,000 to 4,800. You made 20% since 2024. Okay, you made 20% a year, which I guess is good for some people, but it would have been a lot better to buy it down here, am I right? Down here at 15, you made 225% if you bought down here. So good quality companies, good quality projects at a good price. How do we know it's a good price? I've given you guys multiple things to go off of. One is the moving average, right? The blue line and the white line. The white line's the 1 year moving average. The blue line is the 4 year moving average. Okay, so the 4 year moving average is a lot better because it's a longer time frame. That's the average price over 4 years. So if you're buying it into the average, you're getting a fair price. If you're buying it below the average, you're getting a good price. Okay, and it correlates with this indicator. If this wave is down here, given a green dot, we're either below it or we're sitting on it. So those are the two spots we want to buy. If you bought right here in November, you're fine, dude. If you bought at 2,700, over time, right? If you believe this thing's going back to 5,000, you're still going to make 100%. You might be wrong in the short term, But you're still, that's 83% back to the top. All you need to do is wait and be patient, okay? If you buy here and panic sell down here, well, you're part of the 90% that don't make it in the markets because, again, sometime the market will go against you, okay? No signal is 100%. But when we're wrong, we can be wrong very fast by looking at the red dot, right? If you got this green dot back here in December, and you saw this red dot pop up here in January, you could have set a stop loss right there at 2,600. So if you entered at 27 or 28 and you were stopped out at 2,600, you only lost 10%. Guess what you can do down here? You can buy back in at a lower price and get more shares or more coins, okay? And if a red dot comes on Ethereum, what are we going to do? We're going to set a stop loss at 1,750, okay? Because if 1,750 breaks, we're probably going to get a liquidation event. And I don't think that's going to happen, dude. I mean, Ethereum is down from, right, that was a 65% drop from there to there in 2024 to 2025. And this was the same amount, 65% from 5,000 down here to 17. Similar drops. Again, what does the data say? The data says last time we dropped like this, we had a huge rebound. Okay, and I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but I'd rather go off of those odds than buying it up here at 5,000. The people that say technical analysis doesn't work are, I don't know what to call them, to be honest with you. I'll pray for them, okay? Because again, if you're buying Ethereum, the best altcoin in the world, up here at 5,000, you're never going to make money. Well, you might one day, but it's going to take a long time. But if you're buying it down here when everyone's saying that it's a dead project and we're going into a bear market and we end up bouncing back, right, you're going to make a lot more over time. So buying low, selling high, guys. There's nothing crazy about our strategy. It's just a strategy. Is it 100%? No. But the only thing the thing that will increase your odds of being right, if you guys were to ask me, what is your win rate? I would ask you, what's your time frame? Right? If you bought this green dot and say you're willing to hold for 2 years, say I'm willing to hold this thing for 2 years until this comes back up here, I would say you have about a 90% chance of making money. 90 to 95% chance. If you're buying a good asset, right? If you're buying poop coin or fart coin, you're going to lose all your money, right? We want to buy good quality projects, good quality companies at a good or fair price. Okay, it's that simple. We covered AKT, ARB from Dieter. This is another one I'm looking at too, dude. This is another one that has the monthly alert down here. Okay, that monthly alert is very, very attractive right now. I'm going to actually add that one to our favorites as well, man. I've been kind of slacking, but these monthly alerts are popping off, dude. And again, this has gone down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th month in a row. Like, this is the most brutal drop in altcoin history. I mean, it's just brutal. Okay, it is absolutely brutal here. So I would just say above 8 cents, this looks really good. Okay, it has the green dot on the monthly. So I would play that monthly dot. And again, you have to wait 6 months. You have to be willing to wait 6 months if you are buying this here. Okay, but this is another one that I think looks very, very interesting down here. This is one of the biggest layer 2 networks on Ethereum, and I love it here above 8 cents. I think that looks really good. Randy says it has a lot of unlocks this year. Money Ting says he's willing to hold for 100 years. Okay, you're never going to lose. You're literally never going to lose. If you're buying Ethereum and you're willing to hold 100 years, yeah, my God, Money Tings, man, what up? Can you use the indicator for day trading? You can use it for day trading or whatever you want to do, but again, if you look at the 5-minute chart, look how many green dots you just got in the last hour. I mean, you got a buy signal there, 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 right? Whereas these weekly ones, they rarely come, right? You look at Ethereum, I told you guys, once a year you get this opportunity to buy alts, okay? And names like Ethereum. 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. Okay? Rarely happens. But if you're trading a 5-minute chart, you got to be glued to your chart, right? You got to be looking, okay, buy Ethereum here at 2045, sell it right here at 2061, right? It's just, I have no interest in day trading. I have no interest in it. Okay? Swing trading is the way to go, in my opinion. Money Ting says he has a hard time holding for a day. You and everybody else, my man. You and everybody else. Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. At least you admit it. Patience is hard, man. I truly believe that the lack of discipline and the lack of patience is the reason a lot of traders lose. Look at that ZBCN, though, taking off, folks. Look at that. Okay, beautiful MACD crossover right there as well. Wow. I like AKT here a lot too. I like it a lot. MU. Yeah, you guys got chart requests, go ahead and put them in. Put them in the chat. I'll be live here for probably another, it's 3 o'clock now. Probably another 10, 15 minutes. MU, I'm short, guys. I'm short MU. Okay. We got our signal right there at 423. It went all the way down to 300. Bounced back up. But you see the MACD crossover again. Where was the time to buy MU? Time to buy MU was back here in April at $73. Okay. I actually bought this one back here. I remember this trade. I bought options. I ended up selling like right here at 128 because again that was a 100% move. It ended up pulling back and ripping, but again, I try to be consistent, right? 100% trade is what I'm shooting for. That's a phenomenal trade. Most people are happy with 5% a year. Okay, this was a very nice move on MU, but again, it's already way up here, and everybody's talking about it, right? So that's normally when I want to exit, right? I want to sell MU up here around 400. Dieter says, hope ARB is waiting for a month. No cash and my kids are hungry. What had 19,000 transactions last year, Jeff? I see one for CRO. CRO looks beautiful too, man. I mean, look at this. Where'd we bounce in 2025? Around 6.5. Where'd we bounce in 2024? Around 6.5. Where'd we bounce in 2024? 6.5. Okay. Down here was even further. But every time this wave comes down here and gives you a green dot since 2022, it's been a great time to buy. Great time to buy. Great time to buy. Okay. And now we're sitting down here as well. So this actually has a red dot. So if you wanted to set a stop loss on Chronos, it'd probably be right there at around 6.5 or 6 cents. I think if this thing went any lower, if it went to like 5.5, I would just buy here and then buy more down here, right? But ultimately, what you want to see CRO do is get up over these EMAs, okay, on the daily. So that's what I'd be watching for. Again, nasty pullback from 40 cents all the way down to 7. But as long as she holds 6 cents, I think CRO looks phenomenal down here. You're actually about to get the crossover here too on the MACD as well. SUI is still in the same spot. SUI again doing nothing here, but the dot is still green. Again, this is one of the fastest growing layer 1 blockchains on the market right now, and I still really like it at these prices. Again, everyone was talking about it back here at $5. Everyone's jacked up here, right? Everyone hates it down here. No one likes it. No one talking about it down here at 60 cents. Okay, pull back, sideways, ripski. Pull back, sideways, ripski. Big pullback here. Okay, I love SUI here at 85 cents. API 3. API 3. Oof, just ugly, man. Just ugly. Oh, API 3. I mean, it's trying to bottom here at 25 cents. I'm telling you, these alts look so crazy right now. I mean, after an 8 month, like none of these names have ever dropped 8 months in a row. Do you guys realize that? Like none of these names. Like look at Chainlink, dude. Chainlink, in my opinion, according to ChatGPT, okay, the best cryptocurrency out there in regards to utility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. Okay, 7 months in a row down. If you count this month, that's 8 months in a row. You look at this chart, it has never gone down for 7 or 8 months in a row. Never in history. Okay, so this is a historical pullback here. And I don't know if you guys ever heard the saying, but the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip, the bigger the rebound. Okay, so again, monthly chart or weekly chart, we're playing those signals. Okay, API 3, I believe, does have a weekly. Again, hopefully you know what you're buying. Okay, so the bottom would be down there where we wick down to it like 17 cents. Okay, but just you guys just want to be very careful. You're buying good companies, good quality projects. Okay, I've never heard of API 3 before. If you want to buy an AI coin, I would buy AKT right now. AKT looks really good here. What else we got? Circle. Where'd Circle give the signal? Down here in February, $59, up to $140. Beautiful trade there. What happened here? The stochastic RSI hit the white dotted line. Okay, that is part of our selling strategy. If you guys take the course, you guys will learn that when that stochastic RSI comes up here and hits that white dotted line, we want to take some profits. We want to take some off the table. Okay, so it has a red dot, so you could use a stop loss at 80, or you could look for a place to average down if it comes back down and gives you another green dot. But your time to buy this one was right here in February at 58. Okay, and now it's breaking below the EMA. So I'd watch the daily or the weekly for a bounce here, but that red dot was confirmed. So again, time to buy was right here at 58 on that one. So just look for a place to average down. If it hits like 75, I think that'd be a good spot. What else we got? CLS from Tim. Is that a crypto or stock? That's got the signal and it's bouncing on the 1 year. So I would put a stop loss on this one at 240. If it breaks 240, I would sell it. But you do got the signal down there, and up above 240, I think this one looks very strong as long as it holds on to that yearly moving average. What's up, Tim? XCN will go parabolic. Yeah, I love XCN too. One of my largest holdings right now. The fact that I could just sit on it and collect 23% APY right now is awesome. Robinhood just listed these guys, which I think is very bullish for an asset. Like, it hit 5 cents here without a Robinhood listing, okay, back in 2025. Now it's listed on Robinhood, so that automatically probably adds another 5-10 cents when it decides to break out here. But ultimately, with XCN, we want to see that one break over those EMAs. Okay, it tried to break out here but failed. But again, we're still long over these lows from December. Okay, we haven't been doing anything. It's just been going sideways. Normally, like when it goes like this is when the big move comes. Okay, the longer it goes this way, the bigger the move. Okay, again, the stealth phase is a very boring phase, right? Very boring. Nothing going on. Everybody wants this, including myself. Nobody wants to sit through this or have patience through this, right? But as long as we go sideways here, okay, load up and stake. Accumulate as much as possible. How do you accumulate? You stake. You stake it, or you buy more. You just keep buying, okay? Ultimately, you want to wait for a green dot on that one, okay? If you're already in, you're already in, okay? The level to watch, the technical level to watch is 0.004. Can I look at Coinbase? Yeah, dude, I got you. Coinbase looks good. So again, it has a red dot here, so what do? You set a stop loss at the previous low. Where's the previous low? It's right here. Right there from February at 140. Okay, so if that breaks 140, I would sell Coinbase. But as of right now, I still think this looks very cheap. It's bounced right here in April. It bounced right here in September. If that 140 level breaks, you got to sell. Okay, because we'll probably go into free fall down to 190 or down to 90 or 110. But up above 140, I am still bullish on Coinbase here. Okay, 140 is just the low there from February. Okay, we got to use that previous low as a stop loss if we get this red dot showing up on the chart. So up above 139, I still really like Coinbase here. Money Tings, my brother. Money Tings likes that XCN too. I see you, bro. I see you. What else we got? Any more requests? I see one for Toshi. Toshi looks like a rug. So again, you got the red dot. So where you put your stop loss at that previous low right down there at whatever number that is. Okay, that thing got smoked. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row down. Like, a lot of these cryptos have not done that. Look at SHIB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. Finally got a green candle last month. Okay, and now we got the signal. Ray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, if you guys didn't sell these red dots, you're probably hating yourself right now. Okay, we got all those signals back there in September. Okay, in August. That's where we took the majority of our profits. We started buying crypto again back in December. Okay, but we were out of the majority of our positions back here in August, September when we got our signals. I see one for FLR. FLR still just sinking here, man. Wow, that's at an all-time low. Again, look at that. Look at that drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that actually pulled back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rip. So follow the pattern. Down 7, up 4. Down 7, up 2. Okay, down 7, you tell me what comes next. Okay, I think a second grader could probably look at this chart and tell you what's coming next. Okay, look how deep that wave is. So if you believe in these projects, if you believe in these altcoins, if you believe in the future of what they're doing and their technology, a lot of them you're buying at the lowest price they've ever been. Flare, it's never been this low. So I'd either watch for the green dot there on the monthly or the weekly. These last 2 weeklies have been duds. So after the second weekly dot, like if it goes green, red, green, right, you're buying here and you're buying here, the next signal to wait for is the monthly. Okay, you want to wait for the monthly signal next. So again, 7 months down. Last time it went down for 7 months, it absolutely ripped. It went from a penny to 5 pennies. That was a 400% move. Everybody forgot about the 7 candles down. So if you believe in Flare, I think it looks really good. You can wait for that green dot confirmation if you want. We covered Snap. Snap looks really good still. Snap's at the lowest point it's ever been. I mean, it's at an all-time low. They're making more money than they ever have, and they're at the lowest point. Okay, they hit, what, 380 last month? Back up to 4. I think this thing is going to explode. I think Snapchat is going to at least go back to 10, 15 bucks. Huge close on the week last week, up 17% last week. Okay, and they got earnings coming up on the 16th of April. I really, really like Snapchat. IOTA. IOTA's reversing here. Big move there. Okay, trying to break out over those EMAs. So if you're playing that weekly dot, you want to use a stop loss at 5 cents. Okay, up above 5, it looks good. You got the signal there. Is the monthly showing? Not yet. Let me check another chart here. Monthly's not showing, but look how deep we are. Okay, I don't know much about IOTA, but you could see where we bounced back here in 2020. That was the COVID dip. Look where we bounced. 5 cents. Where are we bouncing right now? 5 cents. Same exact spot. Same exact spot. That looks good, dude. I'd buy it. I mean, you're buying it at a 6-year low right now. The lowest price in 6 years. Okay? And we're bouncing at the exact same level. The exact level. Literally, to the T. So an easy trade setup here would be to buy it and then put a stop loss at 5 cents. If it breaks that white line and goes down, you want to sell it. Okay? But if it can hold this level, and it's getting a green candle here, okay, which tells you that, hey, we're about to bounce. I couldn't be more bullish on altcoins right now. Like, I was bullish in December, but I am, like, very, very bullish right now. Like I want to sell the farm, right? I want to sell the farm and just go all in right now because it looks so ridiculously good. These charts look so oversold, right? We're not going to sell till the wave comes back up here, right? We're buying, loading our bags down here, okay? It might suck in the short term, but long term, okay, over the next 6 months to a year to 2 years, I think we're going to be very happy we were buying down here at these prices, guys. Very happy. I see one from Near for Elliott. Near, again, that one's got the monthly as well. So, again, the last time we were down here was in 2023, 3 years ago. Everyone probably hated Near right here. Everyone was probably laughing at Near. It's a joke. It's a dead project. 7 months down in a row. Oh, my gosh. I wish I would have bought right here. Right? 4 or 5 month drop. I mean, you guys can see on the chart what's going on here. Okay, this thing's looking really good. It's looking really, really good here. There's so many opportunities right now. It's ridiculous. I'm going to leave it there, folks. That was the watch list. If you guys missed the watch list, these are all the favorites for last week, or for next week, I'm sorry. I did post that list over here inside the Discord under the watch list tab. You guys can go click on this and it'll pull up all of the favorites for next week. Again, these are, in my opinion, the best setups going into next week, which will be the week of, what, April 6th. But you guys can go check that out. Again, if you missed the replay or joined late, you guys can come over here and watch the latest stream here. We always post our videos over here inside the Discord, so you guys can always watch the replay in case you joined late or maybe you missed the live. We post all of the replays over here inside of the Discord. So check that link out over there. If you guys joined late, again, we went over all these favorites for next week. All of these are setting up to for a big move, in my opinion, over the next weeks, over the next months. Like, these charts are looking phenomenal. Okay, they look really good. So do your own research as always, guys. This isn't financial advice. I'm just here to present information to you guys, show you guys what the indicators are saying, show you guys what the charts are saying. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see when you should buy these assets, right? Boom. Green dot right there, 117 up to $10. That's a 900% move. So, again, do your own research. Join the Discord. Download the indicators. Become a member of the Discord. Do whatever you got to do, man. Because right now is one of the best times, in my opinion, ever in cryptocurrency to be buying altcoins. I think it is a generational wealth opportunity right now. Okay, the only thing taking crypto out is if the grid goes out. If the grid goes out, we're all screwed. Okay, I don't think anyone can argue with that. Okay, money's not going to matter at that point. But as of right now, if you're not living in fear, if you're not betting on Armageddon, things are looking really good. Things are setting up very, very nice for a lot of these names. So I'll leave with that. God bless you guys. Praise the Lord this weekend. He has risen. Do your thing. Go bless somebody. Go do something nice. Go serve somebody. And give thanks, always. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.